action, lights. Oh yeah, whoa, that's a little too much lights, yeah. What kind of lines and ties and wires and clips and whatever do you want? I'm lucky I found this thing alongside the road. It's for a thermos, but all my goodies pack into it, and that's kind of nice. I started with some heavier things like these from the hardware store, and they work, or maybe I ordered these from somewhere. I get a lot of stuff from Simply Light Designs, Dutchware Gear, Superior Gear, Hammock Gear. I'm kind of a hammock kind of guy, but there's a lot of places to get things. Here's some shot cord. These came with a tarp, a cheaper setup. You know, you see these a lot. You kind of double the line over. And that's what I had on this tarp. So it's about kind of like configuring a tarp. I use these a lot. These are Dutchware. They're one of the places that sell a lot of these on their own. Some places give them away with your stuff, but they don't want to sell them to you. They're kind of protective. This came from Amazon. This is my most recent order from Dutchware. It has these bigger kind of poles. It has some different little doodads to tension line with, the big ones and the small ones. And you know, some stuff works better than others. I got some things from Amazon last year. Well, actually a company that was on Amazon, and I just can't remember the name, but they had some pretty cool little tensioners. I'll show them off. This line came from Superior Gear. It's a little rounder than and less slippery than this stronger line. This is called that Zing It Lash It. It's kind of the industry standards of lightweight hammock tent ties. With that, you know, you choose whether you want it to glow in the dark, be seen, or see. This is some of the best stuff I've ever used. I think it's called AM steel. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. It's gray. I've got some yellow stuff that's kind of falls apart a little more. The old soggy go-to paracord and the cheap soggier, weaker version, whatever that is. It works for certain things, especially if you're kind of setting things up. I don't really throw much away. Here's some paracord from Wilderness Innovation. Here's a big loop of stuff from Walmart. It's actually pretty good cord. But you look at here, I just finished, we'll get the lights on, configuring some things. Wow, that glows. It's orange. I wish I could get the right light. It gets dark. And Simply Light Designs has these, but a little bigger, and it's got a little strap on it, so you could just quickly tie the little doodad that tensions your tarp. And the end of it just goes back to a loop right now. A lot of my main tarps though, my Yukon Outfitters I use on the trail, looking at 3 of them. Of course your tarp a lot of the time is going to be in a snake skin, a tarp tube, whatever you want to call it. Save my batteries here. I go over to the tree. Last year I set these up. These are from Amazon. They're just a little bit different type of way of doing things. I decided I wanted some visible lines and go to lightweight. These kind of tangle. The least tangly are these thicker lines, and this is right now my go-to tarp. It's a Yukon Outfitters. Like I said, I've got 3. And you just tie on this doodad. Simply Light Designs. I'm sure other places are selling them. They have a little strap that you can kind of finagle. You see a little rust and stuff. These are 2014 tarps, or 2016. This one's a little newer. Oh, battery's too low. Oh boy, I better hurry through this. Show you what I did over here. My light's out. I've got this, right? But what I did is I put this really neat little, I just kind of finagled a loop of the glow in the dark in there. And this is that super light little tensioner, the smallest size to the Superior Gear line. And see how I pull on it? It's not really a one-handed pull. I kind of got to lift it and stuff, but it seems to hold in there pretty good, that whatever kind of line this is Superior Gear's selling. Not to say that the other stuff does too. I just noticed, for instance, it gets slippery. This weaker kind of more paracord-like line. The closer it gets to that, the more water it soaks up and stuff, but it seems to lock into the locks a little better. And these locks from Amazon will hold the ultralight line and the little, the tiny line like this. But I'll get some better video when it gets... I try and do so much. It was light out, and I was like, well, if I do a video, I better actually show whoever's looking the tarps. And for my backpacking, like when I'm walking with a backpack, I use these smaller, these are like, I don't know if these are around 12 feet long and 9 feet wide. They're a diamond, so they're real simple. You just go to one edge to the other edge and pluck them out. They're like $39 a tarp, and they last a long time, and they pack pretty good. Here's just another sill nylon, kind of the same diamond concept, just really, really big. I haven't got this in the field much. It's advertised as like a universal tarp, but it has all kinds of ties. You could do different things on the ground, but I find it probably useful if you want like a lot of coverage, like you're gonna throw your bike underneath it or whatever. Anyway, I'll leave people alone. Just out here playing. I'm gonna finagle this, basically this little loop I have, and it is a pretty orange if it were light enough only.